You're listening to CBC Online at cbchs.org.
Welcome back to CBC Online. Today we're speaking with Mr. Bill Canavan, the director of the CBC Honors Program. And Mr. Canavan and Bill, just what is the Honors Program? Is it different than the A-Track, or explain that to us?
I think it's important to begin by saying that we have always had honors program caliber students at CBC. From its inception here, this is nothing really new. From day one, we have put out our share of doctors, lawyers, CEOs, musicians, artists. They've always been here. It's just now we have identified those kids. We have cut out a niche in the curriculum for them. We push them a bit harder, and we celebrate their accomplishments more than in the past. And we've begun to market it a bit more as well.
So is this just a higher level, or are there other? Is it just strictly academics, or are there other aspects of the honors program? Maybe kind of talk about that.
Okay, well, in addition to them being put into higher level classes with more rigor and more acceleration, we do things outside of class that the other kids in the A tracks or the B tracks don't do. Our enrichment programs for the honors kids are a bit different than those in other classes.
Give us some examples, like what would be a typical enrichment project?
Well, we have a speaker series here that all kids are invited to attend, but the honors program kids have to attend 3 of the 4. Coming up in October, I'm taking the honors program sophomores on a trip to Kansas City for the Kansas City Renaissance Festival, where they're going to see 500 actors turn 14 acres of farmland into a 14th century English village, complete with jousting and pickpockets and wenches and a visit from the Queen. Some of the older kids now will go down to St. Louis University and do cadaver dissections. So again, things that aren't available to all students. The honors program kids get to do.
So how long has the honors program been officially recognized as the honors program?
Started in 2005. We've had 3 classes graduate since then. A total of 57 students have graduated from the program. Of those 57, 36 have been Bright Flight Scholars, which means they've achieved at least a 30 on their ACT. Those 57 graduates have averaged a 30.07 on their ACT score. I believe the most recent graduating class, their GPA was 4.27. We have had 1 National Merit finalist. We've had 2 commended scholars, National Merit-wise. Last year we had 4 AP scholars. We had 2 AP scholars, 4 AP scholars with distinction. We have graduated boys who have gone on to, we have scholarships accepted to colleges like Tulane, McAllister, Notre Dame, Northwestern, Purdue, Rensselaer Polytechnic, Stanford, UMKC 6-year med program, and Vanderbilt. So it's working.
But these aren't schools they're just getting into. They're getting into and actually doing very well. They're prepared for the curriculum. There are no surprises really when they get to that level, because CBC's honors program kind of gave them the tools.
Oh, sure. I mean, CBC has always been that slice of life that, we think is most real. But now, when parents ask us, okay, can you prepare my son to get into a top-tier college and do well? The answer is yes.
And we have been for several years.
Yes, sir.
Some great schools.
Yes,
now,
sir.
You talked about some of the statistical information, the 30.07, the average ACT for the honors program. But boy, your honors GPA is really right up there at 4.27. Maybe talk about that. Just that the fact that these kids are achieving at that level is pretty spectacular.
It is. Again, these classes are the grades are weighted, but by the same token, it's not quite that easy to score in these classes. It's a good combination we've got. We have the best and brightest in the classroom, and we also have what we feel are the best and brightest in front of the classroom. You hear this thing about, these kids thinking outside the box. Most of these kids, when they get to us, they're already outside the box, so we have to go out there and join them. And so, again, these teachers make it real difficult to score.
Exactly. So, and as you look at the type of students that have come through, I mean, you've been with the program for 5 years, talk about where it's been, where it is now, and where you want to take it.
Okay, we've got all of our kids, the exit interviews I've done, these past 3 years, our kids, to a man, enjoy the challenge. They really do. And we want to continue to, but right now, Rob, we've got 134 kids in the program. The last 2 years, we have taken in over 40 each of the freshman years here. I would like to see that grow such that we've got upwards of 200 kids in the program. We've had, again, the last 2 years, we've had 60 boys qualify to get in. In other words, they've scored at least a 90% on the Explore test and have gotten the recommendations and what have you. Again, I would like to grow that such that we have 40 to 50 per class. I'd like to see that ACT score, that ACT average up about 1.5 points. I'd like to see more national merit recognition. I would like to see more of the AP Scholars with Distinction, and I would certainly like to see more of our boys, again, getting accepted into these top-tier colleges.
So as you look at our honors program, you look at other schools in the area, certainly there are a lot of choices out there. Without getting specific, how do our honors kids stack up against the best in St. Louis? I mean, you feel like we're right up there.
I do. I think we get into the same top-tier colleges that they do. I think we had the same. I think we have a comparable curriculum. I know that we do things outside of the classroom that other schools don't do. And again, I think the CBC experience in general, I think the LaSallian education the boys get here is what separates us from the others.
If a parent was interested in learning more about our honors program, can they contact you directly, and how would they do that?
Sure. You go on the website. I'm on the staff directory. Email is the best way. We are a laptop school, and our laptops are constantly open on our desks. So I'd get back to you very quickly that way. My telephone number is also listed. Either of those ways, and I'd be glad to talk with you.
Sounds good. Again, CBC Online, Mr. Bill Canavan, Director of the CBC Honors Program. We'll see you next time.
CBC, Men for Tomorrow, Brothers for Life.